We are live. Let's give the stream a few minutes to update and get some people in, and then we'll start our stream. All right, YouTube is live. And X is up and running. Nice. All right. Let's give a few minutes to both platforms. Let's get some of our viewers onto stream here. Might take them a few seconds. All right. Well, good evening, Jordan. It is a pleasure having you back. And tonight we're going to be doing a few things. There's going to be multiple steps to what we're doing tonight. Just a quick recap, or just to get a quick introduction. We have Jordan here. He will be our engineer. My name is Will, and I'll be the creator for tonight. Basically walking through and explaining what Jordan is doing and what we're doing together tonight. So tonight, as a friendly overview, what we have going on is we're bringing two things together, okay? And it's going to be a fun one, right? So we're bringing AI agents and blockchain automations together. And tonight, we're going to have a hands-on experience putting SpoonOS, which will be our agents, together with the COTI MCP, which will be our blockchain for tonight. Now, we will build an agent, okay, that reads contracts, triggers actions, and runs on-chain workflows autonomously. And in short, again, we're hooking up an AI agent that can perform actions on the COTI blockchain, doing things such as checking balances, sending tokens, deploying contracts, reading contracts, triggering actions, all by simply just you speaking to it in plain English. So, Jordan, I'm going to hand it over to you. Could you walk us through tonight's exciting stream?
Sure, Will. Shall I start sharing my screen? Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yep. 1 second. I'm going to bring that up. There you go.
Okay, so today what we're doing here is we are going to connect COTI MCP with SpoonOS. So what is SpoonOS? SpoonOS is an AI agent operating system. It's not like Windows or Mac. It's just a framework with all sets of built-in tools that you can interact with the blockchain. It is specifically built for blockchain, for the developers or builders who are interested in building on the blockchain world. And today we are connecting it with COTI MCP, and we are going to use the agent on SpoonOS to do certain tasks. So let's see the prerequisites. First, you need Node.js, which is a Node runtime when you run JavaScript or TypeScript, and also Python for running Python on runtime as well. And also Git, it is optional for cloning the repositories, but actually you can just download it as zip, but I prefer using Git. And also you will need funded COTI account, address, and private key, but this is totally optional because we are going to use the COTI MCP and we are going to call the tools from the SpoonOS anyways. And lastly, we need LLM API key. It can be DeepSeek, GPT, Anthropic, or any of your choices. So let's see the architecture of SpoonOS. So it consists of 3 layers, which is first tools, which is the hand like the MCP, the interface where we call APIs and fetching data. And agents, this is the agent that we built built on SpoonOS that's going to interact with the tools, which is MCP, COTI MCP. And without intelligence, the brain cannot work properly. That's why we need the API key from our LLM provider. And today I'm going to use Anthropic key. And this is a very simple flow of the things we're making today. First, we are going to clone the COTI MCP onto our local machine. And we are going to clone the SpoonOS on our local machine as well. And we are going to wire these two and creating a COTI agent. We are going to use Claude to create a COTI agent to interact with the tools. So let's get started. First, you head up to COTI MCP. I'm going to clone this Git repository on the directory that I'm working on. And I'm using set. You guys can use Visual Studio Cursor or any IDE of your choice. So I'm going to clone this repo into this directory. And after we clone it, we are going to move into that directory, and we are going to run npm install to install the dependencies.
And so to break it down into two different parts is first we're setting up the COTI MCP server, is that correct? And then
Correct.
we will go build out our agent on SpoonOS, and then finally we'll connect them.
Correct. So now that we run npm install, we are going to use this command, which is from Symmetry, to run this MCP without needing authentication. So currently my port is using, so I need to turn off my, wait a second.
So
the thing is, I was playing around with it and the port is still running, so I have to clear it off.
Okay. So it's basically what we're doing is we're setting up an MCP server, and the server is going to be a local COTI server on your own computer. And so keep in mind tonight we're streaming, or Jordan is streaming off of one computer, which will run simultaneously two things: the MCP server, and then the Spoon OS platform as well. And we'll run those side by side so that you can get a visual of this. And so things like this, once it happens, if there's an error with the server, all you need to do is fix the server end and don't have to worry about the Spoon side. Like, you don't have to start from scratch.
Correct. So what I just did here is I just find the process that is running the port that we are going to use, and then just kill that process. And I'm going to run this again, and this time it will work. And to see the MCP working, we are going to use model context protocol inspector. So we are going to run this command. And now it is going to open a MCP inspector, which we can test out our MCP. And this is how many people develop their MCPs. They are running it on their local machines and testing on their machine before they publish it to the public.
For those who are like new to this whole spectrum of the industry, how can we explain to MCPs, which is short for Model Context Protocol, for them in short?
So let's think of, for example, we have COTI, right? And we have
Yeah.
AI. And COTI have certain tools, certain APIs for developer to use. But in order for us to let AI to use it, we can just prompt it. But if we have MCP, which act as an interface, where we describe the tools, what the tool is, and how to use the tools. And the LLM can know how to interact with COTI. And that's why we have MCP for many
Okay.
other tools.
Okay. So it's basically a common language that an AI agent can use, and they can plug into any tool server, right?
Correct. We can make it say it that way. Yeah. So now we can list the tools, and you can see all the COTI MCP tools, which we can test it out. For example, creating an account is very simple. I have to select testnet and run the tool again. And here it is. I can just run create account, and now I have a wallet address. And next sorry, do you have any question?
No, I don't. I was just going to say, for those who are just joining, we're still on phase 1. We're setting up the COTI MCP server local to our machine right now. Ray has dropped by in X and said hello. Hello, Ray. Make sure you guys are following along, and let us know if you have any questions regarding our setup for tonight, okay?
So this is how you connect to MCP locally. And what we are going to do next is we are going to install Spoon. And again, I'm going to clone it. I will leave my MCP run locally for now because we are going to use Spoons to connect to our MCP. I create new terminal and I just clone the Spoon core here. So next we are going to change our tree into Spoon. And since Spoon is using Python, we are going to use a command pip and upgrade pip first, just to make sure we are up to date. And now we are going to install the requirements. So what this do is going to install all the dependencies required from the requirements.txt.
Okay. And this is all pulling from the depository that you copied over.
Yes, correct. But now I forgot that Python we had to create an environment first. So what we are going to do is we are going to create an environment. This is Python way of development.
So what are we activating right now?
We are activating the Python environment. So when developing on Python, we need to create an environment. Okay. Activate. So now, as you can see, we are in the environment we just created. And next we are going to run pip install this is just Python thing.
The endless triggers.
And now it's installing all the dependencies for us.
Okay.
And after we install the dependencies, we are going to use Cloud Code to create an agent on Spoon. And we are going to test that agent to call our COTI MCP. And that's pretty much how we connect Spoon to COTI MCP. And we are going to test working on some tools.
Okay. We're using Anthropic's API today to communicate with it. So
Correct.
Is that correct? Okay.
So after installing pip install, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to start a Claude session. And let me think what I need. For now, okay, we also need the LM key. I will not create it for now. I will create it later and add it later. But I will need Claude to create an agent to talk with our COTI MCP.
All right. So now we're transitioning over to Claude now. And Claude is going to set up an agent that will connect with our COTI MCP server here that we have set up on a local machine. And obviously it's using SpoonOS to create that agent, which we've also just connected as well using Python. Sorry, creating an environment for Python. So yeah.
Yep. And now we're waiting for Claude to finish the generation. We might face some errors, but Claude can fix it.
Errors are expected, especially when we're building with AI. But the strength of that is also because we use Anthropic's ecosystem, it'll be pretty good at finding like mistakes and figuring out how to fix it for you.
Correct.
SpoonOS agent, this setup. If you guys are just joining us, go ahead and follow along. Let us know if you get stuck on any part. If there's anything or any questions you'd like to ask regarding tonight's session, please feel free to throw them in the comments, and I'll make sure to relay those over to Jordan for you guys. And so right now, we're waiting for Claude to do its thing. It's leaving us all these fun messages that I love so much from Claude. It's waddling right now, for example. But it's essentially creating an agent using the SpoonOS, and we're going to utilize that agent to communicate to the COTI MCP server that we have set up.
Correct.
And what platform did you decide to use tonight? Sorry, I skipped that.
For LLM?
No, for the platform that you're using to connect both of them right now, the terminal. Your choice of terminal today?
Yeah, I chose terminal.
Oh, is this not cursor?
Oh, you're talking about the IDE, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm using set.
Z. Okay. Do you want to proceed?
No, I think Claude understood our task. Maybe I need to prompt like more precise.
Oh, Claude misunderstood the task. Create a Spoon agent in Spoon Core to wire it up with COTI MCP. SpoonOS is an agentic operating system. It provides a robust framework for creating, deploying, and managing Web3 AI agents. So, yeah, SpoonOS provides the ability of having agents that work natively in the blockchain. And tonight we're building on ours truly, the COTI network. And currently we're having Claude create an agent utilizing Spoon SpoonOS so that it can communicate with our COTI MCP, as you can see on the first tab, a local server that we had set up earlier in the beginning of the stream. And then if you'd like to see how to set that up, you can go ahead and follow us in the beginning stages of the stream. You can scroll back and make sure to follow through the steps. If you come across any blockers or any issues or have any questions, feel free to let us know.
So we are just waiting for Claude. And after that, we are going to connect to our private key. Now let me copy the env first. I'm going to replace this with an actual API key. So after Claude finish it, we can take a look here. So before that, Spoon has a lot of built-in tools. It is specifically built for blockchain developers or builders who want to develop on blockchain faster. It supports multiple chain, and I think it's very good opportunity that we are creating agent for COTI here today. So we have like a specific agent that understand COTI.
Yeah. And also to add to that, like even if you aren't a seasoned developer and you're just, playing around and learning your way through the industry and how to set yourself up, one of the main superpowers that COTI has is privacy, right? And so COTI supports encrypted balances, private tokens, and confidential messages on chain. So when we put an AI agent on top of that layer, basically it opens the opportunity for non-developers, non-seasoned developers as well, to access all of these technical features that they might want to use or try and use by just simply explaining what they need in plain English and just literally prompting it.
Correct. So now our spoon is ready. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to create an API keys, and I need you to turn off my screen for a second. Will, could you?
Yep. 1 second. So we need to switch off our screen, and I'll explain why. It's because we're about to go pull an API key. And so anyone who is beginning to build with AI, anytime you come across the use of API keys or tokens, make sure that that is kept private. It is only for your eyes to see. And Jordan, I can confirm that your screen is now not on stream.
Okay. Let me create a private key real quick.
We're still currently on the second phase of our build tonight, which is the SpoonOS agent build. We're still setting that up right now. Right now, what we're doing is we're getting the Anthropic API set up. And this will now open the gates for us to actually communicate with the agent that we just built. Are you ready?
Wait a second.
Okay. And Jordan right now, his screen is off screen just so that we can connect utilizing the API keys. If you're questioning or have questions on how to set that up. All right. If you have any questions about that, there's definitely a lot of tutorials that can guide you properly on how to connect tokens, or sorry, API keys, etc. All right, Jordan, I'm bringing your screen back on.
Okay. So I have set up my API keys on the .env here for using Anthropic API key. Now we are going to run our agent. But first, I'm pretty sure we are going to run into errors, but the errors can be fixed. So this is the Spoon AI, which meaning that we have to install the SDK, which I'm going to feed it to Claude. I've faced this one time before when I was trying to create the agent, and I also fix it with Claude. So I just paste the errors here. The reason I'm showing the errors here and not fixing it before we run it is because if anyone following along, they're gonna face the same errors as I do, and I would rather show it right here.
Yeah. It's something to expect, by the way, when building with AI, to come across like different issues or speed bumps or hiccups, and finding the solutions around that will become the next sort of challenge. But also, luckily, with like the use of LLMs today and AI, these tools are very vigilant and they're able to create the issues, but at the same time also solve the issues.
So we get another errors. These errors I also faced it before. The reason is that the version of the fast MCP we are using is a newer version, which caused the errors of it cannot find certain functions or certain like keywords. So we're going to
Okay.
move it into ask Claude to fix this for us too.
Okay. So again, just to recap, SpoonOS is a Web3 native agent framework that we're using tonight, and they are very specific on their use case, and so it allows agents to have on-chain workflows, which again, I'll recap, is very useful because it opens the opportunities for two groups of people. One is existing developers, seasoned developers. Your workflow now speeds up, and you can utilize AI tools in your workflow some more. And as for those who are non-seasoned developers or non-developers, you are given the opportunity to explore features on the chain by using plain English and prompting Claude, for example. So yeah, other purposes it's built for is multi LLM support. So aside from being multi-chain built, it's also support on multi LLM support. So aside from Anthropic, you can find any other LLMs you want to use with and connect those. Tool composition, and part of the reason why it's a really good fit because it's very diverse for COTI's use case tonight.
Okay, so now our agent is launched. Let me make this bigger. So our agent here is running on our terminal, and we can verify by asking it to list some MCP tools.
List all of the COTI MCP tools, and this is now us communicating to Claude to go activate the agent and communicate on the chain to get us this list.
So currently it's showing one tools, right? And the issue here is because of the syntax, which I figured out when I was trying to create a demo for this. So it happened in here. Let me try to find it. So I'm pretty sure I'm not sure if this is the correct place to fix it, but
all right, we're going to do this again. List all COTI tools.
it still shows one tool. Let
tool
me
showing
ask
up.
Claude for this. Claude.
So right now, our output from the agent is giving us only one of the COTI
One of the
MCP tools, when there should be more, and so we're just trying to figure out why it's only pulling one. Still thinking with high effort. I love it. Skedaddling.
higher for search fix a place I fix. Apparently I did it wrong. So
Okay.
we'll see if this time we get all the tools.
Let's see if Claude has replaced you, Jordan. List all 37 COTI MCP tools. All right, the agent's running.
I don't have access to 37 tools in the current MCP server, so that is possible that you're referring to. I will probably try to restart it again.
When in doubt, pull out the plug and plug it back in.
We get all the tools. I'll ask it to
There
list
we
it
go.
again, but we can confirm it now that it found 37 MCP tools.
There we go.
So I have access to a comprehensive set of COTI blockchain tools that allow me to create account management, create new accounts or import existing one, generate AS key, smart contract operations like compile and deploy Solidity contracts, call contract functions, decode transaction events. So it can do everything that COTI MCP tools allow us to do, as we have tried it on Symmetry before, or using it on Claude web before the connector. But the thing with using it with SpoonOS is that we have the flexibility to edit our agent using Python code, and also we can see how the agent thinks in step, what is doing and what has been used, and that is very useful for builders or developers who are developing agents for blockchain area. So we're going to try some of the tools shows here, and I'm going to try to create some automation workflow, which I have not tried it yet, but we'll see if it works.
All right, let's do it. So all you've done is just basically told the agent, make a testnet account.
Correct. And now we have address and private key for a testnet account. And it is pretty fast.
Yeah.
So I want to see how does it, like the thought process of it. I want to see how it works. Creation tokens, read tokens. It's very helpful. Agent is running step 2 out of 10. Not sure what this is.
Maybe it's like a progress tracker for it.
You will need to fund this account first, of course, and generate AES key. Once funded, I can help you generate the actual AES key needed for private transaction. Okay, so oops. Well, but that's not all my private keys. MetaMask. And I have this demo account with some COTI on it. Tokens. Yep, I have 5 Tesla COTI, and I'm going to fund that account, and we'll try to like send COTI from that account back to this account.
Okay.
So now we are testing the tools that is available from the COTI MCP, but we are using the Spoon agent. And also you can see here that it is sending MCP requests to the MCP server that we are running on our local machine.
Okay.
So both Spoon and MCP, COTI MCP is running locally.
Yeah.
So yes, we have 2 COTI as we just sent it.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
So it's telling you now that it's funded, you can generate the AES key, deploy private tokens, deploy smart contracts. Now
Yeah.
your floodgates have been opened.
I'll tell it to deploy a private token.
This brings me back to the last year where we were building games and deploying private tokens.
Yeah.
This would have been a game changer.
So I'm telling it to create a private token, and we'll see how it
Yeah.
works.
I was getting flashbacks because I remember the way we created the private tokens in last year was like there's multiple forms and lines that we need to fill out. And
Yeah.
then now you just typed out one sentence. That's it.
And we used to use submit free to call the tools like what we're doing here, but
I
now we're
remember
doing
that.
it locally. Yeah.
Yeah. Now obviously we've built a test net. Um and so is this something people can explore by building a mainnet on it? Obviously, I assume so, right? You can tell the agent to build on the mainnet.
Sorry, what was your question again?
So right now our agent has built a testnet account, right?
Yeah.
And obviously because the agent is working on chain, sorry.
Yeah.
The agent could potentially also build on mainnet as well.
Correct. Well, actually, we can try to use it on mainnet as well. So now it's creating a new account, which I'm not sure why it does that, but maybe I could try to.
Maybe the
Uh,
agent is keeping some commission for itself.
I'll try funding this account again, new account again. What I'm thinking is that it's not remembering the first account it created for us, so I'm going to prove this by
Oh, got
trying
it.
to send it again.
To COTI.
Oh, yeah, found it. It failed to execute MCP2 generate AS key. Here it is. It shows account. What I'm thinking here is no. I thought it was running on mainnet, but actually it's calling on the testnet.
Yeah.
Let me check here. As you can see, it's trying to create new accounts, but since we already funded our account, and I'm not sure what is all these long ticks, it could be the errors from the blockchain when we're trying to
Yeah.
let me confirm it. There's some
Keep in
transaction
mind,
errors happening.
for anyone watching, like these errors from the blockchain is going to be very common. So don't be alarmed or anything like that. Just take a deep breath and like work each line, and you can use Claude, as I think Jordan will do here, to solve some issues or find solutions potentially.
Okay. So I told you that I funded right here, right? And it checks all the balance. It shows that we have 2 COTI and trying to call for, let me check the private key again. I'm going to save it right here. As I can see, is calling for a different account. Or what? Will, can you turn
Yeah.
off my screen for a second? I would try. What I'm going to
Yes.
do here is what I'm going to do for a second is I'm going to try to paste my wallet private key right here on environment and see if it can remembers the wallet it just created.
Okay. Give me 1 second here.
Okay.
I'm going to toggle that off. Give me a few seconds to verify. All right. You're clear.
Okay. So wait a second. Okay, done.
Awesome. I'm going to bring up your screen now. Screen is coming on.
Okay. So what I just did is I was pasting my private key on this sentence on the .env. So, and then I restarted the agent, and I will tell it about the address we created. But I'm not sure if it will know about the private key that we attach on the env, but we'll try.
Okay.
So now it's asking for a private key. I'm pretty sure it's not reading from it. Come to my context.
Yeah.
Generating AES key since the account is funded and deployed the Well, actually, what I'm going to try something new is I'm going to tell Claude to modify the COTI MCP demo to read the private key from the .env.
Okay. And so you're pointing Claude straight to the issue to solve it.
Yep.
Which is a good practice, because if you already know the issue or the potential issue, you can just sort of like, nudge Claude, your AI, and say, hey, there's a potential issue in this area. Maybe you should check it out. Because sometimes maybe it's going through a separate set of checklists and missing entirely what you have to point out. So you can guide it a little bit too.
So what I'm thinking Claude is doing is it's reading other files on how it reads the .env, and probably it's going to implement it for our COTI MCP demo here. Okay, so Claude is telling us that using COTI MCP tools, we cannot like inject the env directly to it. So what it suggests us is to inject the .env into the Python code, which is this COTI MCP demo. Okay, so Claude added some. I'm sure it added some COTI environment key around here, or maybe it added here. So Will, can you please move the key, move my screen away for a second?
Yep. We've got your screen off.
All right, so now Claude created 4 environment variables. Let me see. Oh, it haven't created it. I have to create it myself. Wait a second. Okay, you can show my screen. I have hide my Anthropic keys.
Your screen is on, by the way.
Okay. So now I'm putting the environment that Claude suggests us to add. And let's see. Okay, we added all of this. And what Claude's telling us is to load the agent again. Let me copy my prompt first, so I don't have to reprompt it. Okay. So now it shows your active COTI account has a balance of 2 COTI. This is after Claude changes our agent.
Okay.
So now we are going to try creating the private token again.
Okay. So just to recap, the issues we were facing just now was not an issue with creating a token, but rather there was a slight communication sort of challenge between Claude and, sorry, our agent and the blockchain network, which we've directed Claude on the fix already.
So it has created our contract. Let's check it out.
Wow. Wait. Interesting. I remember the process being a little bit more different a few months ago, literally like 4 months ago.
It was very hard back then.
Yeah.
Details, transactions. Here, contract creation, 34 seconds ago. So now we have the token here. I'm going to save it for now. And also the AS key, which is the key for our encryption. And from onboarding our account, I'm going to paste it here also. And what should we try next is we are going to try to mint tokens.
Mint 1 million tokens.
We are rich.
That's a lot of tokens. Side nudge, we are on the test net.
So yeah, the token is now minted to this account, and we are going to try sending it to our account here. And this, I can show you the encrypted account on our browser. And also show the new COTI snaps that just announced. Okay, so now our account has, okay, so now call the minute to our current account on the terminal, and we're going to send it to our account on the browser. Now we have new transactions transferring to our account. What we can do here is, I have to check here if Snap support testnet. Yep, submit. Here, now we get the 20,000 SPC that we just sent from our terminal.
Yeah.
That's pretty quick, right?
That was very fast, yeah.
Yeah. And the reason we can see the encrypted value here is because I'm using COTI Snap, which is the tool for MetaMask for COTI blockchains, you see are encrypted values.
Okay.
So normally, what we'll be seeing is, if I try to import this token here, I'm going to see a very random value like this. This is the encrypted amount. So that's why we have COTI snap, so we can see the actual.
So this is where
amount.
COTI. This is like a very visual experience of like the value that COTI adds to that is the privacy layer. Is
Correct.
It adds this encrypted view of the wallet, and so now your wallet is not really exposed to the world. And with COTI Snap, which is a reading tool, it allows you to read that wallet properly now. So yeah, we can see the importance of having that privacy layer on our wallet now.
Correct. And that is pretty much that I want to cover today for the SpoonOS with COTI MCP.
Okay.
Do you want to see anything else you with using SpoonOS? I can try to implement it.
So I think what we've covered so far is very straightforward, which we've took AI agents and we introduced them to the blockchain network. And the way we use that is we use SpoonOS via Claude Anthropic to communicate and build the agent for us in Spoon. And so other things that you can sort of like ask it to do will follow the lines of like the 37 tools that it has access to. And so it can basically cover all the grounds of like it's a lot, right? So like going through your encrypted balances, creating private tokens, there's confidential NFTs messaging on channels, there's trading NFTs. There's so many different opportunities for you to explore. And so I think we can leave that for our viewers to go have fun, explore, and see now, even with more tools that are being brought to your doorstep right now, to see if you can continue to build, or as a non-seasoned developer or not a developer at all, see how you can get started in building on chain. And we'd love to see what you build. If you share with us, tag us at COTI Foundation. We'd love to jump in and have a look at what you're building. If there's any issues or blockers that you come up with, feel free to share with us. But for now, Jordan, I think that covers everything that we have set in play for tonight for our viewers. So with that, I want to say thank you, Jordan, for your time. Thank you for the walkthrough. It was very valuable. And the visual at the end there, I think that was a really good payoff. Is we saw the importance of COTI and the quickness, like literally the snap of a finger of building a token, flashbacking to you and me sitting up until like 11 or midnight, trying to get, what was the platform you used back then? I forgot the name. Smithery. Yeah, we were using Smithery, trying to like map out, okay, what is it asking for, and trying to get those identical and perfect. And then now it just, there's your token. So with all these now being exposed into your roster, use them, learn with them, build with them, and see what you can do on the COTI network as well. Don't forget to build and tag us and share what you're building. COTI has a lot of challenges and activities that we do on a daily, not on a daily basis, but repetitively. So stay tuned, stay in connect with us, and stay COTI.
Stay COTI.